Hello Flat Earth believers, this is Darrell E. Berry Jr. back with my 5th Flat Earth Challenge. My 4th Flat Earth Challenge addressed the diameter of the shadow of a solar eclipse, particularly the one from August 21st of 2017, which I saw firsthand. Here's the link to the 4th challenge and in the description. I also started a series of Flat Earth responses. If you have a challenge for me, be sure to let me know. The link to the first response is here and in the video description as well. When I was posting challenge number 4 to Flat Earther D Marble's video about solar eclipses, someone in the comments section said something I didn't really consider. iForce2D said, if your explanation for the eclipse working on the Flat Earth model were true, we'd see solar eclipses way more often than we do. This is true. Solar eclipses on the flat model would happen every month and sometimes twice per month, at least per the timetable given by prominent Flat Earther Max Malone. As we can see in Max Malone's video and in D Marble's video, the sun would be catching up to the moon on a regular basis and thus causing total solar eclipses quite regularly.
On the Flat Earth map, the way that we understand it is that the sun and the moon make a clockwise circuit. So there's the sun making its circuit. Now we add the moon in, and because the sun moves faster than the moon, there come times where the sun will somewhat lap the moon in this crossover. So this is kind of a sped up rendition of how this goes. Now, because the sun and moon are small and close, what happens here's what's going to happen, or what will work according to the eclipse. It's like the sun overlaps the moon there, and you see the shadow go from east to west as the sun overtakes the moon. Okay, because the sun moves faster than the moon, right? So, once again, we'll call this 28 days. Go around, and we'll slow it down one more time. The shadow comes up on the west coast. The sun overtakes the moon. The shadow covers the United States from west to east.
It seems to me that D Marble looked at the quote globe head models of how the solar eclipse looks in reality and realized that the shadow had to move from left to right or west to east in order to fit, and then he finagled a way for it to seem to work on the flat earth to a degree sufficient to flat earther standards of accuracy at least. He literally says, here's what's going to happen or what will work according to the eclipse. And notice that he mentions the frequency as well as he's given his demonstration. D Marble said earlier in the clip, this is kind of a sped up rendition of how this goes, and thus later he says, so once again we'll call this 28 days. So, though he seems to have tried to make it fit reality, it still sorely fails, as we'll see in a moment, unless you can somehow explain this. You can respond to this challenge as well as to challenge 4 and let us know if any figures need to be corrected, but this is what you have given us so far. Max Malone says that the moon, quote, rotates above the flat earth every 24 hours, 50 minutes, and 28 seconds, and that the sun, quote, rotates above the flat earth every 24 hours. And just as D Marble says, this would allow the sun to catch up to the moon about every 28 days. Given these parameters, the sun will catch up to the moon and thus make a solar eclipse precisely once every 28.57 days. The problem is, this just doesn't happen in reality. We do not have solar eclipses every 28.57 days, unless you can prove otherwise. There have been 251 days since the August 21st, 2017 solar eclipse until today, April 28, 2018. So, there would have been 8 more solar eclipses already since then. This means that were the Earth really flat, and were the sun and moon really, quote, rotating or, quote, circuiting over us above a flat Earth as flat earthers believe, the sun would catch up to the moon every month and sometimes twice a month, causing a solar eclipse Tuesday, September 18th, 2017. Wednesday, October 17th, 2017, Thursday, November 14th, 2017, Friday, December 13th, 2017, Saturday, January 10th, 2018, Sunday, February 8th, 2018, Monday, March 8th, 2018, and Tuesday, April 6th, 2018. Of course, the reality of what we see and experience is explained in depth by us, quote, roundheads. As we know the Earth and Moon to be, solar and lunar eclipses occur at the proper frequency. The Moon orbits the Earth, but at a 5-degree tangent to the orbit the Earth has around the Sun. I bet flat Earth believers didn't even know that. Thus, even though the Moon orbits the Earth regularly, only when the Moon is both directly in line with the Sun and the Earth, and passing through the same plane of the Sun and the Earth, is there an eclipse. Otherwise, the Moon is usually a few degrees too high or a few degrees too low for there to be an eclipse of any kind. That's why, in reality, solar eclipses do not happen every 28.57 days, as they would were the Earth flat with the Sun and Moon moving above us, as flat earthers believe. So, the challenge is very simple. You say that the Earth is flat, and that the Sun and the Moon are, quote, rotating or, quote, circuiting above the flat Earth, with the Sun moving a bit faster than the Moon. You say that when the Sun catches up to the Moon, there is a solar eclipse. You say that the Moon rotates above the flat Earth every 24 hours, 50 minutes, and 28 seconds, and that the Sun rotates above the flat Earth every 24 hours. That will make a solar eclipse every 28.57 days. But we do not see solar eclipses once a month and sometimes twice per month. So, if you want us to believe that what you are saying is correct, this is just one more discrepancy between your, quote, motto and reality that you need to clearly explain. If you cannot explain these things, then get used to thanking people regarding your model as